That's one of the deals. If this is part of the new normal, let's get the new normal fixed to where we can all live safely through the village.
We can't just keep saying, oh, it's just, you just have to deal with it for a couple years.
Those impacted by the flooding in Ruidoso are demanding more to be done to make their community safer. And New Mexico Governor Lujan Grisham assured everyone today that resources and funds will soon be flowing into the village to help with the recovery. Hello, everyone. Thank you for choosing KTSM.
Area today, and she says the state received partial approval for a federal emergency declaration which would provide federal personnel resources to support the response and recovery efforts that are still ongoing in Ruidoso. KTSM 9 News reporter Jesus Baltazar has been covering the flood since it ripped through the village on Tuesday. And Jesus, I know you've spoken with a lot of residents there as well as business owners who are just going through this whole recovery process once again.
Andy, Estella, right now I'm outside the Emergency Operations Center of the village of Ruidoso. And yes, speaking with residents of Ruidoso who live or had a business along Rio Ruidoso, lost everything, and all they're trying to do right now is learn how to cope with what is now a constant threat of flash flooding in that area. Now, residents throughout the village of Ruidoso are trying to help those affected in any way they can, but some are worried that visitors are being scared away. One business owner of the Anaheim Jack's restaurant in Ruidoso says they have been providing free meals to first responders and displaced residents since Tuesday's flood. He estimates that on Wednesday they gave out over 250 free meals. And that is the way he says he and others in Ruidoso always respond in the wake of natural disaster. However, he says much of the village is actually rather safe even through these floods and cautions against scaring visitors away.
But there's still so much amazing beauty that's accessible in Ruidoso and the surrounding areas. You don't want people to stay away from that. You don't want to scare people away from this village, from the business owners that rely so heavily on the tourism industry.
Steven says he and many business owners in Ruidoso continue to advocate for informed tourism, especially now that the debris from last year's wildfires create an increased risk for catastrophic flash floods. Now, Mayor Crawford did say on Wednesday that he was not encouraging visitors from coming to Ruidoso as it is not safe. However, he added those already here visiting are safe staying in the areas they're at away from Ruidoso. Again, there's still concerns in the coming days that there could be more flash floods if heavy rainfall falls on the burn scar from last year's wildfires. I'll have more for you coming up at 10 p.m. tonight. For now, reporting from Ruidoso, Jesus Baltazar. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Jesus, thank you for that live report. You'll remember wildfires burned in the area last summer. The mayor of Ruidoso saying the fire had charred the land so badly that it couldn't absorb all of that water. The flooding caused the Rio Ruidoso to rise to 20 feet, which is 5 feet higher than the previous record.